goal will be the same, that I should contribute to the youth. I should keep them motivated. I should help them to come out of frustration. I should tell them what value you have and how you can contribute to you, to your family, as well as your country. If I can achieve that, I think that is something I have been sent here.
Knowledge is compounded when it is shared. Our today's guest comes with the immense knowledge of teaching, and he is a motivational speaker, inspirational advisor, CA Yogesh Panchakshari. We welcome you all on our podcast, IRA Inspirations. Hi, this is Aljira, and if you like today's episode, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Our today's guest is Yogesh Panchakshari. He is a managing director of Panchakshari Professional Academy. He is a chartered accountant. He has over 18 years of teaching experience. He is an award winner of an ideal teacher. And also, he is an inspiration to many schoolgoers and colleges. Yogesh Panchakshari, I welcome you on our podcast, IRA Inspirations, and we are so happy and delighted to have you here.
Same here. Thanks a lot, because it's an opportunity for me rather to interact with the youth, and I'm very much delighted to know the way you are actually trying to inspire the youth. So rather, I'm happy. So thanks a lot for inviting me for this podcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much. To begin with, I would like to start with your writing inspiration that you have received. You have taken the inspiration from Swami Vivekananda, and based on the immortal thoughts of Swami Vivekananda, you have written these 3 books. Can you shed some light on this?
Yeah, sure. It's a very nice question to start with for the podcast. Swami Vivekananda, as you know, is known to be the youth icon. So I would say I'm lucky that something happened, and it's a very nice story. And actually, I'm from Maharashtra, and I was in Aurangabad at one orphan house, and I saw one calendar over there on which the 21 qualities were written, which will help you to become the youth, that is the dream youth of Swami Vivekananda. So I was very happy to see all these 21 qualities. I asked the orphanage head that, can I get the calendar which you are having? She said, I would like to give it to you, but I'm having a single copy. So I will try if I can get. I tried it in Nasik, that is my native place also, but I could not get it. And maybe after some days, I also forgot about this calendar and all these things. But suddenly I was writing in a newspaper, Marathi newspaper, of which the name is Sakal. And I wrote 2 articles on Swami Vivekananda. And suddenly one publisher came to me and he said, sir, I would be very happy if you write something on the thoughts of Swami Vivekananda. I said, great, but what is the subject? And he, surprisingly, he kept the same calendar in front of me. And he said, it will be great if you can write on this subject. See the story. So I was bound to write something on that subject. So I said, now I cannot say no. And that was the journey, because from my childhood, I started reading about Swami Vivekananda. So many things I have seen. His maturity, his thoughts, and his immortal thoughts, rather, I would say, has always attracted everyone. So it was the great opportunity to write something on his thoughts. And I'm very delighted to share that this book is the bestseller of the publisher. Yesterday itself, we are having the talk because we are now planning for new series of books. And he said, myself also, I have gone through this book for at least 15 to 20 times. I just love that book. I said, then the credit goes to Swami Vivekananda. So this is how I started writing. And it goes back to my school days when there was essay writing. You must know the essay writing is there in our examination. And I used to write 3-4 pages when it was expected to write for 1 or 2 pages maximum. And my teacher used to say, Yogesh, you will write a book. Why don't you write the book? And when I told my teacher, school teacher, that I have wrote the book, she said, I'm not surprised. So this is the way it happened. And the whole credit goes to Swami Vivekananda and his thoughts.
Mhm. Would you also like to talk more about your book, which is Dream Youth?
Yeah. Basically, this book is about the 21 qualities which a youth should possess. And I personally believe that Swami Vivekananda is not a person, it is an ideology. And everyone can become Swami Vivekananda. It's not that difficult at all. But you need some guidelines. And that is what the book is about. It contains 21 different qualities. If you possess these qualities, gradually you'll move towards that path. And I have tried to write this book in simple words in the daily language or the current language of the youth. Like you will find Shivaji Maharaja in that book. You will find Bill Gates. You will find maybe Elon Musk also. So the thoughts of Swami Vivekananda I tried to explain in simple language to the youth, and I think that worked. So I personally believe that it's a simple way written by Swami Vivekananda to reach to that level. It gives you maturity, it gives you wisdom. So that is the way the book is. Simple 21 qualities. That is how I can.
Amazing. Amazing to learn that. I think I will be the next buyer of your book as well.
Sure, sure.
Eknathji Ranade is another book of yours. So, what was the
Yeah.
motivation behind that?
Eknathji Ranade, the is actually, I would not say known to be, is not known to be. That is the thing. He is not known for whatever he has done. Everyone is surprised to know that such a big task he has taken on his shoulder. And the name of that activity was Swami Vivekananda Kendra, which is in Kanyakumari. He is the pioneer of, or he's the foundation of that activity. He started working on it. But his condition was that my name should not be disclosed anywhere. I don't want my name to be there. I want Swami Vivekananda's name, and I want that to be the ideal place, the holy place for youth, because it should be the icon for youth. And he worked a lot on that. He took a lot of efforts for it. And you'll not believe this, at that time, he collected a single rupee from everyone. Now the question was, why single rupee? Why do you want so much of money? And they were having the fundings also. The team was having the fundings. Still, he insisted that everyone should contribute at least rupee one, so that the person will be emotionally connected to that activity. And as you know, the Vivekananda Kendra of Kanyakumari is so much of famous, not only in India, but it is worldwide famous. And I think he achieved what he wanted to. And after so many years, I guess 2 or 3 years back, his name is written there now. Who has built this foundation? Eknathji Ranade. So whatever is told actually in Bhagavad Gita, Karmanyeva Adhikaraste, means you should go on working. You should not expect anything from life. He did it actually. He did so much of work, but no one knows that who has done this. So that became my inspiration, that whatever you are doing, that work should speak for something and not your credit. But otherwise, what happens is, if I do something, I will always run for the credit behind it. But he's the person who actually told me that whatever you are doing, that work is more important and not your name. So that was the inspiration behind that book. So I tried to write that book in a storytelling format. Means, for example, some school students visited the Kanyakumari Sthanak, Vivekananda Sthanak, and then his teacher started us to telling them the story about Eknathji Ranade and how he worked. So Eknathji Ranade is known to be a perfectionist. He wanted everything to be perfect, and that is what inspired me to write that.
That's amazing. I can feel that you have some blessings of Swami Vivekananda and you are able to share it through us to many others. I'm sure our viewers will receive certain message from this. And there's another book of yours which is Stand Up and Take Responsibility. Seems like you are sharing a powerful message to this. What message is that?
Stand up and take the responsibility is a very famous verb which is actually made famous by Swami Vivekananda. It's very simple. You have to take the responsibility. What happens in everyday life is we blame everyone. If the roads are not good, we blame government. If the teaching is not good, then we blame the education system. If water is not good, then we blame the water supply system. But what if we take the responsibility And that is why the name given is stand up and take the responsibility. I personally believe that in personal life also, a day comes when you have to take the responsibility, whether you are in 8th standard, 9th standard, you are graduate, or maybe you are having your own job. You can never say that I am alone and I don't want to take the responsibility. Taking the responsibility is never a choice. You have to take the responsibility. Then why not to accept that responsibility by yourself only? So I feel if you wish to see our country as it is said that it is Mahashakti, that means the best country of the world. But it will not be done by an individual. It will neither be done by government nor by anyone else. It will be done by me. If I'm going to contribute for my country, if I'm going to contribute for myself first, then my family, and then country. Myself means if I'm going to improve myself, then only I can take the responsibilities. So instead of waiting for the others to do something for you, better you stand up, take the responsibility, and see the magic. I feel if everyone follows this rule, within 10 years, everything will be changed. So that is why what is the theme of this book, stand up and take the responsibility. It gives you the hints how you can proceed further for taking the responsibility.
So, as an award-winning teacher and a stress management consultant, what are the key strategies that you found more effective?
Actually, many of the times teaching and being a stress management person are treated to be different identities, but actually it is one and the same. That I have realized in last 22 years of teaching experience. A teacher, actually nowadays, a teacher is not only the person who is explaining the concepts to student. It is not like that. A student don't see you as a teacher only. For him or her, you are a mentor. And when you are mentoring someone, then it comes to stress management, it comes to time management, everything is there. So first thing which I have realized is you should be able to connect with your students first, so that the student, many of the times it happens that even if the student is stressed or he or she is not comfortable, maybe he or she will not tell us, but we can immediately grab it that the student is not comfortable today. He or she has not understood the concept, or maybe something happened that she's or he is very disturbed. So what I personally feel is teachers are carrying very important responsibility, because when I have my mentor and Mr. Govilkar, that is Vinayak Govilkar sir, he's also a chartered accountant basically. So many of the times whenever I meet him, I asked him at once, sir, what is the objective behind my work? Why I'm here today? If I have been sent here, then there must be some objective. And he said that is something which you have to find out. And you will find out, don't worry. Don't just run for it, but you will find out. Just be alert. And when I continued in classes, I realized that I think working for the youth is something which I wish to contribute, or I'm actually expected to contribute. So when I started working on stress management of students, I realized that nowadays, when the exposure is more and student is actually having a smartphone in hand, the student is also smart enough to understand everything. But this exposure has come up with this side effect, that is the stress, anxiety, and depression. I guess in our childhood, or maybe in the college time also, we are not having the mobile phone. So our college life was much better than this, because we are not knowing these concepts maybe. But nowadays, what happens is with a very small failure itself, the student starts thinking that now I'm getting stressful, it is depressing, now there is nothing in my life. And that goes to a extreme negativity. So what I personally believe is at that time, you need someone who will hold your hand, who will tell you that don't worry, it's not a big deal. You have done it before also. When you are in junior KG at that time, also there were some stress. When you are in 10th standard at that time, also there were the points of depression. But you are standing in front of me today, means you have already gone through this battle and you have already won some battles. So just be calm, think about it, and move on. Don't worry, I'm with you. That I am with you, that is what we are. That is what I believe. The friend as well as a teacher, to hold the hand and to tell that this is the right way, give it a thought. Otherwise, you find out the better way. And I think that works. That is how it is going.
That's right. And anyway, I think that teachers are quite underrated, but they are the first, or I can say pilot engineers. They have the right or ability to shape the future of all of us. So for me, when I look at them, they are the engineers of our future.
Exactly. Whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm saying right now, it may be the net impact of all the thoughts which my teachers have actually inculcated in me. So I would 100% agree with you. Teachers are carrying a big responsibility.
Indeed, yes. We would like to know more about your award. You received an award which is Ideal Teacher 2019, which is by the Professional Classes Directors Association. Could you share your thoughts on this?
Actually, it's very difficult to actually find out what are the qualities a teacher need to be an ideal teacher. Rather, I'm delighted, I'm honored to receive that award. But I personally feel that such kind of awards are not the recognition that you have done. I think these awards comes with the responsibility that maybe you can do something in future. So I take this award as a responsibility that no, you are not an ideal student, but at least you are having 1% capacity and you can work about it and keep working on it. So this award was actually after the screening process done by them. So I was also surprised, frankly. But I think, yes, a teacher, what he can do being an ideal teacher is very difficult, but you can be a role model for your students as well as for your children also. Try to be a role model, and whatever you will say, maybe your students will not follow, maybe, I don't know, but whatever you do, they will definitely follow. So being a role model, I guess that is what is the starting point of this award. That is what I believe.
So actions speak louder than words in this case.
Definitely.
You've been an official personality coach for chartered accountants, CMA and CS Institute. How do you believe personality development and coaching can benefit students pursuing these professional courses?
I personally believe it is a very important point. Many of the times, personality is not defined properly. I personally believe that personality means person's ability. It's not about your height. It's not about how you look. It's not about the language you speak. Because basically, I'm a Marathi medium student. Till 10th, I was in Marathi medium school. And when I entered in college with English medium, I was actually lost because many of the students were speaking English and I was having so much of problem. But gradually I realized communication is more important than language. So that actually boosted my confidence that yes, I can work on it. So when I started working as a personality coach, the first point which I tell every student, and with the help of this podcast also, I would like to tell everyone that personality is not something defined by someone. It is not about speaking English or it is not about having a public speaking qualities. It is about knowing your inner strength. And that knowing your strength will help you to find out what exactly you want to achieve. So personality means person's ability. So don't worry about which language you are coming from. Don't worry about you are coming from a small village or a metropolitan city. Don't think about anything. Don't think about your financial comfort. What matters ultimately is the quality you have. Maybe you must not be, maybe you're not very good in public speaking, but you must be having very good skills in writing or maybe in maths. So just find out that core, work on it, and then you will find out the ultimate goal which you want to achieve. And that is why many times it happens that after being a doctor also, the person goes in acting. Or there are so many examples that after being chartered accountancy course clearance of first, second level also, they went into classical music. So it happens. So what I suggest everyone, give some time, don't run away. Better you go inside yourself, find out your qualities and work on it. And one more thing, there is nothing which you cannot work on. If you wish to have best physics, you can work on it. If you wish to talk in fluent English, you can work on it. Everything is possible. You just need to give time for that. Don't get panic. And the most important thing which I would like to talk about is about FOMO, that is fear of missing out. Nowadays, that is a big problem. If he is having a car, then I need to purchase the higher version of the car. If he can speak in English, why I can't? So nowadays, we are trying to find out, we are always there to find out what are the difficulties in our life. But why don't you find out the strength? So work on it and see within few years, you'll be having the best personality. Firstly, you should love yourself, then the
Firstly, you have to work on yourself and then think about others. Which is true. Would you like to share any success story related to this?
success story about personality or success story about classes?
Personality. Personality.
Yeah, surely. Again, it's not about being handsome. It's about finding your own core. It's a funny story, actually. What happened? We are having two students, best friends, and they appeared for CA level 2. That is called as CA intermediate. There are two groups, first group and second group. One student appeared for both the groups, and his friend appeared for a single group. You have a choice. Now, both of them cleared. But the one who appeared for single group was so much frustrated because he said, now my friend is not there to study with me. I'm 100% relying on my friend. He has cleared both the groups. Not what I will do. You'll not believe this. His parent came to me and he said, he's having some suicidal thoughts about this. So I said, great. So I called him. I said, okay, I started counseling. I tried to convince him that, see, you appeared for one group and you cleared. It is 100% success. He appeared for both the groups and he cleared. It is also 100% success. But he was not in that mood to understand anything. I said, okay, so what to do then? And suddenly I saw the book, You Can Win. It must be there in my bookshelf right now also. I said, okay, let's do one thing. This is the best book written by Mr. Shiv Khera. So I gave it to him. I said, do one thing. You just go through the stories which are written in bold form in this book. And if you still decide to go for a suicide, please give me my book back first and then go for it because I don't want to lose my book. That was the moment he had a smile on his face. Sir, I said, you said, I want to commit suicide. So I want my book back. So please give it to me before going committing suicide. After 3 days, I got a call. At that time, cell phone was not there. I got a call on landline. He said, sir, can I keep this book for 5 days more? I said, okay, so you have decided to live for 5 days more. Great. That is an achievement. He said, yes, sir, I'll come back after 5 days. Then he came back to me and he gave me that book. And it was not my copy. He purchased a new book for me. And he said, this is the book which you have given to me. I want to keep this copy. Please write something on this. I guess I don't remember what I wrote, but I just wrote something and gave it to him. And after almost 2 years, he became chartered accountant, and it was a felicitation program. And when he was on the stage, I was sitting there. He called me on the stage, and he started crying, but this time he was very happy, and he told everyone that this is the man who told me that you'll have to leave and you have something to work here. Now, henceforth, I will never cry on any occasion. I said, but it's not my credit. The whole credit goes to Mr. Shiv Khera, who has written such a nice book. So that was the moment when he wanted the support, and that worked. Now he's a chartered accountant. His friend is also a chartered accountant. Both are having their own offices separately in Nashik, but now he's not frustrated. So such kind of moments also come. And I believe the moment he started believing in himself and he realized the core, his strength, he came back. And that is what is the role of a personality coach. That is what I believe.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. So, in your opinion, how important it is for someone to have a coach or a mentor?
I guess yes. Everyone needs coach. Actually, many of the times we have informal coaches, right?
Yeah.
We go to someone and then we ask for him for help. But I personally feel, even though I'm not a formal coach, but I would love to, of course. Being a teacher, I'm always there for my students. And many of the times, even engineering students or medical students also came to me just to have a talk. But I would suggest everyone to have a formal coach because it will not only help you to come out of the stress, but rather it will multiply the results you are getting from your efforts. Many of the times it is just to say, don't do this, try this. Just that is what is the role of a mentor. And I believe everyone should have a mentor in life. And how to find it out is a difficult task. You'll have to go
Yeah.
on checking, but I wish everyone will get a good mentor in life.
This reminds me about Swami Vivekananda also, when he was supposed to become a trainee of Paramhansa, right? So
Yeah,
there is a story to it. I think we'll
yeah,
have to. Do you have something to say about it?
yeah, sure. The story I will tell you in a brief. The
Yeah.
story goes back to the college life of Swami Vivekananda, and he was searching. He used to ask so many questions,
Patience,
and
yeah.
every professor, and many of the time professors were confused what to answer. And I think this quality is very important. Youth should adopt that. Keep asking the questions. You will get good answers. So he was asking the question to everyone, sorry, all the professors. I want to see God. Can I see God? And everyone was surprised what to give the answer. They were confused. So one of the professors told him that I'm not the right person to give you this answer. Why don't you go to that temple and you will find something over there. So he was actually confused. Why should I go there? He said, go and meet the person named uh, Paramahamsa and he will tell you something. And when he went there, he just saw Swami Vivekananda and he said, oh my God, you came so late. I'm waiting for you for so many years. And that is the way that perfect duo, perfect combination came into existence. And thereafter, Swami Vivekananda, rest is the history, you know. So yes, mentoring is very important.
Right. Can you tell us more about your academy?
Yeah, sure. PPA, that is Panchakshari's Professional Academy, is an academy for all the commerce students, and it is for 11, 12 commerce also it is there, but mainly focused on our professional courses like CA, CMA, CS, ACCA UK. All these are the professional courses in commerce. And it started 22 years back in our old house. In Marathi, we call it as Wada. And actually, step zero was when I was in college life, I started teaching my friends. So somewhere maybe they were understanding it properly. They were loving to learn from me. So they suggested, why don't you try your professional academy? And my mom was a teacher. Grandfather was also a teacher. Maybe came into blood. So I said, why not to give it a try? And I was actually living in our old house, as I said, Wada in Nasik. So I asked my grandma and I asked her, can I start for classes? She said, you are already just in SY BCom. You are also learning. How will you go for it? I said, let me just give it a try and I'll pay you rent. She said, okay, fine, no problem. But she said, you don't need to pay rent. I said, no, I want to take that responsibility so that I can be a good businessman in future. She just smiled. And then I started for classes with 3 students. Now, by God's grace and the faith shown by students and parents, now it's a private limited academy. And we are in Nasik as well as we are in Tamil Nadu. We are having the branch over there. So working for the students. But we believe that it is not the academy just to give the knowledge. It is to stand with students till they are successful or even after that also, and the knowledge which we are giving should be forever with them. So that is why our tagline is your lifelong knowledge partner. That is what we believe. Whatever we impart should be there with students forever. So it is not only about knowledge, it is about ethics also. That is also very important.
This is like starting a startup in the garage, isn't it?
It worked like that actually. And even for first 1 month, obviously as I was in SY BCom, the students were not having that belief in me. So I said, no problem, you take a demo. Maybe I thought it will be for 5-6 days, but for a month the free demo was going on, and I was not having money to purchase the fan even. So I told everyone, once you give me the confirmation, I will borrow some money and then I'll purchase the first fan. And it happened. Now the almost all the students from the first batch are chartered accountant. And I guess in the last week itself, one of the student I met from the first batch, and he told me, "Sir, do you remember? Both of us went to purchase the fan because you took a small loan from your uncle." I said, "Yes, I remember that." So it happened like that. So happy to actually be a part of this journey. And thanks a lot. The memories came out like this in this podcast.
You're welcome. That is really sweet. Sweet memory.
Yes, memory.
I have also heard that PPA was about to get closed. So what exactly happened? What was the incident about?
I think that is a very good question that must be shared. What happened when I started classes? It was almost Yogesh sir ki classes. That means everything is about Yogesh sir, and he was teaching. And I guess being a teacher, you love when students say that, sir, आप कितना अच्छा सिखाते हो, you are a very good teacher, we love the way you teach, and then somewhere you are very happy as an individual. But I guess that was a mistake. It is rightly said by someone, the factor which gives you success in your business can be the same factor which will let your business go down. So something happened 10, 11 years back. Actually, suddenly my back pain started. And at that time, Nasik was not that developed. Now it is very well developed over here. But at that time, we could not get exactly what happened. And that was a slip disc problem, which generally happens in the old age. But I don't know what happened at that time. And I had to suddenly go for an operation. And the operation of a spine is assumed to be one of the most critical operations. Nowadays,
Yeah.
the technology has developed. At that time, it was a big cut and you have to go inside. So that was a critical situation. And after that, for 3 months, I was not allowed to go out of house. Even for first 15, 20 days, I was not allowed to walk even. So obviously, when it was Yogesh sir's classes on one hand, and when Yogesh sir is not available for 3 months,
Yeah.
so why and how students will wait? So all the students ran away and everything was dry, just like my disc, because disc was dry, so I got operated.
Oh no.
So after 3 months, when I went back, and at that time I purchased my new premises, and I guess almost at 60 lakh rupees at that time, and all the students were gone. So when I went back with that belt of WWE, which these wrestlers wear, similar belt was there. When I went back there, only 6 students were there. I asked them, have you joined anywhere or what? They said, no, sir, we were waiting for you. And now it's your responsibility. We have 2.5 months in our hand, and we are going to appear for CA with you only. So all of us are waiting. So that was the moment. Actually, I don't know what I was thinking, but I must have thought like this because when I started originally for my classes, there were only 3 students. And after 10, 12 years, now the situation is that I'm having 6 students in my hand. Maybe I thought it's a double opportunity. I should go for it. And then these 6 students inspired me to work again. And otherwise, maybe I don't know, being a chartered accountant, I did my CMA also, I did my CIMA UK also. Maybe some job opportunities I would have gone for. But I'm very thankful to these 6 students who actually worked really nice in my life. All of them are CA now, and I started working back. But that was a mistake which I now rectified. That organization should be organization. It should not be based on a single person. So that is
Yeah.
what I learned from this incident. Now it's a private limited company. So thanks to those 6 students and God, and again students and parents who had faith in me. So that is how it went on.
Something nice to know about PPA. And I'm sorry to scratch your wounds on this,
No,
but
no. That is again a part of learning. Na? So actually it is good that you ask this question so that I can tell everyone that first point, there is an opportunity. Sometimes you cannot see it immediately, but something is written there. So better you opt for it. And second, don't just rely on individual person. If you are into business, start thinking how will you make it system oriented and how will you keep it aside from individual person. I think now that has worked in India.
this is the perfect example of finding opportunity in the challenges. I was reading about this some time back, and
Yeah,
how challenges can be converted into a opportunity to overcome the hurdle.
exactly.
It's amazing. You have completed your CA, you have completed CMA course, which are most rated commerce courses in India. Generally, everyone dreamed to be into multinational companies, earning huge packages, or going abroad, like me. What motivated you to be a teacher?
Actually, when I started for this commerce journey, I was not knowing much about chartered accountancy course. I was just knowing why I chose to be in commerce. Basically, it's a funny story. Actually, I stood second in my school. I was in Mumbai in 10th. And obviously, first 10 students used to go to science at that time. I cleared my 10th in 1996. And I chose to be in commerce. Everyone was surprised because my uncle told me that if you are going in commerce and if you become chartered accountant, first thing you will get a very good package in companies. You will get all the facilities and you will be highly respected. I said this is enough motivation to work for being a chartered accountant for a middle class person. So I entered into commerce field with this dream. But gradually, when I started teaching, I realized that this is something which I love the most. And after being a chartered accountant also, in 2002, I became chartered accountant. And at 2004, at that time, we were only 13 chartered accountants in Nasik in that attempt to clear. So there was a huge demand. Supply was very less, demand was very high. So packages were good. And frankly, for 5 to 10 days, I was little confused. Should I continue with my classes or should I grab the opportunity of being in job? And that was the moment when my dad, he said, Dil ki suno, means now just don't go for the packages and all that. Ask yourself, what do you want to do? And the sudden answer, immediate answer was, I want to be in classes. He said, go for it. Because if you go for a job and if you are not satisfied over there, then you will come back and you will not be having anything in your hands. So better, maybe you will earn lesser amount than your friends. Be satisfied because you are the person who is doing the work which you love the most. So I must say, I'm the luckiest person in this world for whom the hobby, the passion has become the earning source also. I wish everyone will also get this opportunity. So that is why I'm in teaching. I just love, because many times this question is also asked after 22 years of teaching, don't you get bored? And I always say there is nothing to get bored. Every student is a new opportunity. He comes with blank face. And when he goes out saying, yes, I got it today. I learned this today. This is something new. So that is what is the real return. So that is how I'm here and not in multinationals. I wish I could make a multinational company in future.
Yes, you will be a multinational company, definitely. Because through you, we have learned a lot till now, and I'm sure there is a lot to learn more.
Thank you.
You strongly believe that each one of us, we owe something to our country. So, what do you have to say about this?
Surely, as I said earlier, that a country, there is a famous dialogue in a movie, Rang De Basanti, that was a movie of Amir Khan, that कोई भी देश perfect नहीं होता, उसको perfect हम बनाते हैं. So there is, it's not possible for any country to be perfect unless we contribute and unless I contribute personally. So I personally believe that yes, everyone owes to the country. Even if right now you are abroad, still you can contribute to your country and you must be contributing. The way you are actually conducting podcast is also a contribution given to the country and the youth. So everyone owes something to the country. It can be in the form of taxes. It can be in the form of social work. It can be in the form of taking a responsibility of one child and contributing to her or his education, or a family, those who are not having much of the resources and you are helping them. So I think if every one of us take a very small responsibility, or even planting a tree in your area and taking care of that tree, even that small work will also contribute something to our country. So I feel, yes, we owe something very little to our country, and that very little will add a big contribution. And once you accept this fact now, you will be on the track. I will never say that I want to avoid my taxes. I will say I will contribute to my government. I will not ask what government is doing. I believe that something will happen good. So start contributing with small steps and see, a day will come when everyone will be contributing and it will give a very good impact for our country as well as for the world. So if we have been sent here, we have sent with some responsibility for our country.
You are such a good motivator, I must say. You have written so many inspirational books, and also you have been dealing with young people of the country. What key takeaways would you like to give for our youths?
I think the most important thing is, again, believe in yourself. Please don't compare yourself with others. Everyone is unique. You have been gifted by God with some qualities which maybe you don't know right now, but you'll have to keep exploring the things and you will find out what exactly you have. Even two brothers or even twins are having different qualities. So don't just try to imitate others. First thing, believe in yourself. Second point, don't wait for the opportunities. Opportunities are there. You have to find it out. It is like that Mario game, to make it simple. That Mario game is there and something is put everywhere. You have to just keep on jumping and running and you will find something. So opportunities are there wherever you are. Keep struggling and one day you will be successful. Keep motivating yourself every day and keep updating yourself every day. Because right now I'm sitting in Nasik, Maharashtra, you are sitting in Maldives, and we are having a podcast here without any disturbance. So the technology is changing. So I must say, youth should also take care that they are upgrading. It is not just that upgrading your cell phone. Of course, that must be done.
Yeah.
But what about upgrading yourself? And that is very important. And the last but not the least, I would say, is there is one place kept for you. Believe in that. No one can go and achieve that place or grab that opportunity from you. If it is kept for Yogesh Panchakshari, it is kept for him. No one can go there. It will be wasted if you don't go there. So don't try to compete with others. Go for your own path, write your own story. And I know others will try to follow it. Tell them also that follow for some time, but you'll have to write your own story. So be successful and take the responsibility of the next generation. That is what I would like.
Mhm. So far in your journey of giving the stress management motivation to people and also inspirational by writing inspirational books, you have touched many lives. What is your ultimate goal in life?
Yeah, what is my ultimate goal? Now, the what I would say is there are different varieties in goal. Being a teacher, my dream is that when two of my students will meet each other, they will say something good about me. At least that should happen. Or for example, when there is a story in Marathi that one teacher was there, he was telling his student that, do you know what happened? There is one collector and he asked his assistant to come in and he asked, are you a teacher of Chitale Master? Chitale Master means Chitale sir. He said, yes, sir.
Very
How did you get it? He said, when you wrote the seventh word in one line and you immediately cracked it and you wrote it on the next line, then I realized this is the discipline of Chitale Master. So I wish when my two students will meet each other and they will find each other ethically very strong and knowledgeable, they will ask, are you from PPA? Are you a student of Yogesh sir? That is what is my dream for an individual. For PPA, my dream is that it should grow. It should reach to every student who is in search of good knowledge. And it's not about money. It's about the contribution which PPA should give everyone right now in commerce. Everyone who is in commerce should actually get some contribution from PPA. And for my country, I think my ultimate goal will be the same, that I should contribute to the youth. I should keep them motivated. I should help them to come out of frustration. I should tell them what value you have and how you can contribute to you, to your family, as well as your country. If I can achieve that, I think that is something I have been sent here.
Mhm. Amazing. I'm sure many of us will be known as a PPA student in future because a lot of our viewers will certainly go through it and they will certainly would want to become your student.
Thank you. And I wish that they will be very happy to be with us. It's not about money, it's not about the fees, it's about the ethics and the knowledge which we can impart.
Amazing. Since you have written so many books, I'm sure you also read a lot of books. But in this busy schedule, how do you accommodate this necessity of reading the books?
I have divided it in two parts. I'll try to make it very simple. First thing, I always keep one book in my bag because many times I get this opportunity. For example, sometimes it happens that I go to meet someone, he must be or she must be in a meeting, and I'm in the waiting area. Then I immediately open my book. Instead of opening a Facebook, I prefer to open my book and which I start reading. So that is something which is very helpful, and I think everyone can try this. Right now, I'm reading a book on Bullet. That means the Royal Enfield, and how this iconic product has emerged and what is the journey. And parallelly, I go through the podcast, and I'm very happy. That's why I'm very happy that you're also having your own podcast and you're contributing, because nowadays these podcasts are really very good and they are adding the value. Not only about ethics, it's about business also. It is about the way you should think. So I go through variety of podcasts, and now I'm sure all your podcast videos I will be going to. So
Thank
that
you.
is how the knowledge is there. But what I would say, the means will change, mediums will change, but the process of gaining the knowledge will not change.
Right. And what are your projects about PPA and as a person?
As a person, I would say I should be better today than yesterday. So I'll keep working on myself, and I'll be upgrading myself and will be updated. But there are so many books in line which actually I wish to actually read. And that should not only that I have gone through 100 books, that should give wisdom to me. I should think in a different way, the way I'm thinking today. That is what is for me, and I will contribute something. For PPA, I personally feel that soon PPA should work all alone. PPA should not need my support, and he has started working gradually. And the day I can see is initially it should be the biggest academy for commerce in initially in Maharashtra. Then I'll come to Goa also, which you are from
Yes,
basically.
yes,
Then
yes,
Pan
okay.
India should be, yes. So that is what
Amazing. I'm sure after watching this podcast, there will be a lot of requests for you for your sessions. And I strongly believe that it is going to go pan India very soon.
Yes, thank you. Thanks a lot.
To our listeners, if in case they would like to reach you directly, would you like to give some context or context? I can even leave your website details, however, on the podcast if you wish to say something.
Sure. No problem. You are always welcome, because many times what happens is uh, the student comes with very small question, but
Yeah.
that is very important at that point. For example, I don't want to appear. I don't wish to appear. I wish to actually, but I don't think I'm able to appear for this exam right now. What should I do? And after a discussion of 10 minutes only, they realize that no, I'm prepared. I can appear, and they clear in the exam. Because many times what happens in case of professional exams, the pressure is very high. CA, CMA, CS, ACCA, UK, such kind of exams comes with pressure. So sometimes maybe a 5 minute talk will also work. So yes, I would love to share the details, and it will be nice if we can give in description also. We have our website, that is www.ppa, that is Panchakshari Professional Academy, ppa.org.in. And you can save the number also. It is 8237 218 218. I repeat, 8237 218 218. That is our office number. Many times what happens is I'm in the session, like right now I'm in podcast, so I won't be able to pick the call. So it's an official number. You can very well contact, and I can meet you either physically, face to face, or online also. Nowadays it is a good medium to meet.
Amazing. Thank you very much for sharing your details. And Yogesh sir, I'm so thankful to have you on IRA Inspirations. And I have personally learned a lot of things today, and I think we would need another episode to cover your books.
Sure. I'll be actually delighted to come back, and rather I'm very thankful to you, because the name which you have taken in inspiration, that matters a lot for me, because that is something which works for everyone. And I must say, when I was at your age, I don't know whether I was able to conduct such a nice interview, because it's very difficult to interact with someone. So I appreciate that you are working really very good, and I wish that you will have so many good persons, that is the guest in your podcast also, and every podcast will be a new inspiration for everyone. All the best to your channel.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.